Hi there. As you may have guessed, this isn't Catherine. My name is Charlotte. I'm her sister. I've been writing Gamercast for almost a year now, and regular scheduled unboxing this is not. Instead, I am here with a review for the Turtle Beach X41 wireless headsets for Xbox 360. The X41s are a 7.1 Dolby surround sound pair of headsets that work exclusively for the Xbox 360, and I guess I'll go over what's good about them. Okay, so first off, the design of the cradle that the X41s sit on is very sleek indeed, nice and compact, looks quite a lot like a wireless router. In terms of size, for a comparison, I personally own a pair of Sennheiser TR130s for wireless headphone use with gaming. As a comparison, here is a TR130 dock, and here is the X41 dock. As you can see, there is basically no competition. The X41 dock will sit lovely just next to your Xbox 360 and will snuggle in basically anywhere, so you've not got to worry about space, whereas that monster is huge. As well as the cradle itself, what is great about the X41s, which the X40s did not have, is that rather than using a standard DC plug-in-your-wall sort of device, this actually runs through USB. It's a standard USB that you just plug into the back of the cradle and into your Xbox 360, and it takes the power from your 360 like that, so no fuss about having to plug it into your wall, which is great. The only thing I would say about the X41s is that for someone like me, I would have preferred if maybe they made a couple of colours really. You can get it in the standard white, which does go flush with most Xboxes. However, I own a red one, so it would have been nice to have a red pair maybe. In terms of comfort on the headset itself, they are circular cups, unlike my Sennheisers, which are oval cups. Now, these cups hurt your ears for a heck of a long time after prolonged use, maybe a couple of hours into gaming, and I couldn't really wear them anymore. They are nice and foamy, however, so it always confused me to that, whereas these circular headsets I've worn for 3+ hours, no pain in my ears whatsoever, usually kind of like around from resting on it. They are nice and foamy, so maybe that's part of it. The other part might just be the circles, as opposed to oval cups. As well as this, the manipulation on the headphones themselves go quite far. You can also quite ride. As well as this, they turn slightly. So good if you have a abnormally large head. They're not against you for that, whereas some headphones might be. They do go quite wide as well. As for another comparison, on my Sennheisers, I would always have trouble because on the back of each cup you've got on/off on one, and then you've got on the other you've got the volume, and then you've got the tuning. So of course someone would come up to me, start talking to me, I'd have to turn the volume down, I'd end up detuning the headphones. However, on the X41s, you have one cup completely clear, nothing to worry about. On the other cup, you've got the power button, the microphone jack, the effects button for boosting the bass on your headphones, and then you've also got the volume slider. And it fits perfectly right at the back of the headphones, so that you can adjust your volume. Where is it? There it is. You can adjust your volume while playing without a care in the world. You're not going to detune your headphones or anything like that. In terms of audio quality, I found them extremely good, playing them with a few decent games that I'll come to in a bit. Everything is clear. You can pick up sounds like my Sennheisers, for instance. Even though they are surround, they will collect everything together. All the sounds sort of sounds a bit in the same place, whereas the X41s everything is picked up completely. It's 7.1. What's the best way to say it? Nothing converges in on itself, so you'll have everything separate, just as you would want. I did have a few distortions on it from our wireless router, because the X41s use a digital RF signal. This can be converged on through other wireless devices that run on the 2.4 GHz signal. You only had a tiny bit of distortion, so it wasn't anything too noticeable, but it kind of depends on your setup of where you're using them. As well as this, the range on them is very good. I was able to walk all the way to the front door of my house before it cut out. It was very good as well for just walking around the house in general. You could walk around with them on with no fear of a massive racket in your ears as soon as you came a bit out of range, which was good. And actually the distortion as well on long ranges wasn't really that noticeable until you came out of the range of the transmitter. In terms of ease of use, some wireless headsets are extremely difficult to sync together, either because the instructions aren't telling you right enough or for your own stupidity. However, the instructions for the X41s are very clear. All you simply have to do, hold down the power button on the headphones themselves, and then you hold down the bypass button on the transmitter. They're paired in a couple of seconds. Nice and straightforward. As well as that, the headphones act as a headset as well. Again, microphone installation, 5 seconds. The other good thing about their use is that you don't have to worry about having to unplug, say, your surround speakers or just your speakers in general from your TV or 360, because the X41 transmitter box will allow you to plug your surround sound into it so that you can easily switch between the two. The only issues I did have is, unfortunately, the X41s still use batteries. If you look, they're kept inside one of the cups. They use 2 AAA batteries. These are the kind that you'd find in a remote control, maybe a Razer, something like that. It is a bit, not backwards, but it's a bit strange nowadays having something as technically minded as a pair of headphones that are wireless to use batteries still. It's strange that they didn't use lithium ion, or that the cradle itself doesn't recharge the batteries in some way. Unlike my Sennheisers, which you can sit on a cradle and they will recharge the special rechargeable batteries that you get with them. However, the batteries aren't all a loss. I will come to explain that later in the techie bit. The other issue, of course, is when I did get a bit of distortion after leaving long range. So say perhaps you started wandering off with the headphones on by mistake. There was a bit of a jarring noise when you run out of the range, which wasn't that nice, but if you're going out for 30 feet distance of the the transmitter, then you know you deserve to be told. Pluses, of course, like I've said, you get a digital line in and a digital line out. So you put the line in into your Xbox 360, the line out can go into your surround sound speakers, home entertainment system, whatever have you. This means that then you can either, as long as you've got these on, but they're plugged into your 360 through the USB anyway, you can switch between your speakers or your headset, whichever you prefer, without having to get up, unplug, plug in, such as that. The other great plus that I mentioned earlier, which I absolutely love about these, is the USB interface. So this means that you don't have to worry about having a free power slot for your speakers to go into. For instance, my Sennheisers use their own DC device. This means that if I want to use them, then I'd have to unplug them, unplug something from our power slot, plug in the headphones, and then when I'm finished with them, remember, unplug them, put that back in. This was also the same with turning the speakers back on and such, whereas this little cradle is just absolutely perfect in terms of ease and saving you time, basically. As a lazy person, I don't like to have to get up and unplug something to switch between me playing on say something loud, Modern Warfare, to then switch, say we wanted to watch The Simpsons, that would recorded last night. So it just means everything's so much simpler. You just turn them off, the headphones off, and then that's it. You can listen to the speakers. As well, the thing I did find, it's only a little tiny thing of mine, is that the audio quality is absolutely fantastic. They are 7.1 surround sound, like I said. This means as well that even on the dashboard it sounds absolutely amazing. I kid you not. It sounds like you might as well be listening to it with the TV on full blast. You can hear it everywhere. It's amazing. What have I used them for? Okay, well, I had a bit of Coldplay on, listened to some music on the Xbox, did some dishes at the same time. It was absolutely fantastic. Superior quality of audio, coming through I think they're 50mm speakers. I also watched some recorded TV, so we record TV through our Xbox on the media centre, and listen to a bit of Simpsons, some How I Met Your Mother, things like that. Sounded pretty good. As well, I also played some audibly superior games, so such as Condemned, which was one of the high points of the game, was the sound. Sounded fantastic on these. I also played Dead Space 2, not Dead Space, even though Dead Space is good as a remarkably audible game. Dead Space 2 was absolutely fantastic. Scared my pants off with a few of tension. As well as this, I also played some Call of Duty to have a see what a gunfight sounded like in it. Had to turn it down a little bit because it was a bit too much. But it sounded absolutely fantastic. Then I also played a bit of Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, see what a racing game sounded like on them. Played it in bumper mode, bumper camera. Absolutely fantastic as cars just fly straight by you. The 7.1 really shined on racing games in particular. I also played a bit of Red Dead, Undead Nightmare though, which made it a bit difficult because it's a very silent, very quiet game, so it was a bit difficult to test these with, really. But as soon as, you know, you've got a cougar coming in from behind you, just, you know, they're great for that. Great for cougar spotting. I also tried them out on chat and a bit of over Xbox Live. The microphone on these is absolutely fantastic. No line distortion, no loss of sound, nothing like that at all. You might as well just be speaking to the person in the room. They're that good. The microphone itself is absolutely amazing. Then we'll go to the techie bit now. So, like I said, they run on 2.4 gigahertz frequency. Can I find out the exact frequency? No. So they run on 2.4 gigahertz, which is generally the same as most routers run on. However, it runs on a specific band of that, so hopefully it won't be interfered with too many of your things in your house. For instance, I know that the wireless Xbox 360 receivers do not interfere with the headsets, thankfully. Then, also, like I said, you've got a bass boost on the headset. That means that it will boost the bass, sorry, just a little bit extra. Also, as well, it's got an additional chat boost. So if the game that you are playing is particularly loud, it will boost up the chat up to, I think it's 9 decibels, just because it will know that you can't hear them. As well as that, the cups are that good that the microphone will not pick up any sound coming out of the headphones themselves. As well as that, because it's digital RF, it runs on a full 360 degrees, so no matter where you place it, you're going to be getting good sound from it. If you do lose signal for any reason whatsoever, it will mute the headphones for you, so you don't have to be putting up with background noise and that. As well as that, like I said, it runs on 2 AA batteries, and there is a 5-minute shutdown as well, which means that if you have left your game, say, for 5 minutes, it will save up on energy by just shutting them down. As well as that, there's the battery booster, which is very good on the headset. Basically, a normal pair of batteries should last over 10 hours, I think up to 25 hours. It means as well that when your batteries are dying, you won't experience any loss of audio quality whatsoever until they actually just flat out die. The light on the headphone itself, as you can see there, signifies the level of your battery at the time, which is also very handy. Onto the transmitter. The transmitter has a 30-foot range. Also, as well, you have an extra headphone jack in case you want someone else to listen alongside you. This is only allowing stereo, of course. Then you've also got the volume control for that headphone set there. As well as that, you've got the, as I said before, the digital in, the digital out, so that you can plug it into your 360 and plug it out into your speakers. Also allows audio in as well, just in case you don't have a digital TOS, and instead are just using your standard RGB, not RGB, component, no, not component, composite. That's basically it as well. And you can change also your line in as well, so you've got a line in volume as well, so just in case it is getting a bit too loud. As well as that, you've also got, for some reason, I mean, if you're listening to music, you've got a stereo bypass button, so that if you don't have it running through Dolby 7.1, or you don't have it running through, is it ProLogic 2, then you can bypass into stereo if you wish. Generally, as a pair of headphones, these are possibly the most superior headphones I've used in a while. My TR-130s aren't to be laughed at. They're a very good pair of headphones. However, the X41s are absolutely brilliant, even if they do only work exclusively for the 360. You can buy them now from gamingzap.com. They retail at around $129.95. Might be a bit pricey on your list, however, you're not going to get much better for this price. And they're absolutely fantastic. Best audio quality I've heard in a long time. Amazing microphone. If you are chatting a lot, then that's definitely a plus. And the fact that you can plug them into your surround, no bother whatsoever. Best pair of headsets on the market. Well, that was my review. Hopefully, maybe you'll see me again sometime soon. Who knows? Catherine might take me back over. See you soon.